All right, so the Calgary Flames pick up a 6-5 win in overtime over the Vancouver Canucks in their season opener. And there's a lot to cover from this game. But I think the main one is this is the exact type of effort you want to see from this Flames team. And I understand there's a segment of the fan base that would like to see this kind of effort in a 6-5 loss. But I think that this is obviously incredibly positive from a Flames standpoint. And you don't want to read too much into it. I don't think when the Flames eventually are parading down 17th Avenue, hoisting the Stanley Cup at the end of a successful rebuild, we will not be looking back to October the 9th, 2024 as like, well, this is the day it really started. Like, I don't want to over-exaggerate what this game means. It's 1 of 82 for a team that is likely not going to be competitive, and this game doesn't change any of that. But when you look at what the Flames are looking to accomplish this season, and what I am at least looking for this team to accomplish, very little of it comes in the way of results. What I am looking for are players developing and breaking through, and positive habits that are forming. That last part really steps up in this game because Calgary early on was outplayed by the Vancouver Canucks. But then once they fell behind 4-1, but once that second period started, they got rolling. And the really fun part of it is that it was not with it was not a, well, we're going to outskill you or anything like that, because they're not. There are about 3 teams in the league that this team is going to outskill. It was effort, it was work, it was battling, it was all of those gritty, dumb things that people focus on in hockey, but are important foundational pieces when you're looking to establish a winning culture. And that's what this was. It was showing, and this was something that came up last year, it is the understanding that if this team is going to be successful, which again, probably not, but if this team is going to be successful, or when they get to being a successful hockey team, it is going to be by outworking people. And that is what they did for about 45 minutes in this game, 41 and a half minutes in this game, is they outworked the Vancouver Canucks. And they won every puck battle. They won every race. They did all of those little things that you need to do to win hockey games, and they did it perfectly. And it is those sorts of things that you want to establish with the young kids like Zari and Pospisil and Honzik and all of those guys, is that this is the way you need to play to win hockey games. And so for the Flames to set that foundation this year is very, very important. And that is the type of thing that I love seeing from this group, and the stuff that I want to see more. It's that battle. It is that compete on a nightly basis to be able to go out and get that job done. Offensively, I mean, they scored 6, so that's sweet. I really liked Backlund's game early. I thought that he was kind of one of the only guys who was bringing it in that first period, and then to be able to set up a couple of really good opportunities and help create some scoring chances that way with some good work down low. And his vision out there, like his playmaking, I actually feel like it's getting better. And they mentioned a couple times on the broadcast last night that he is now played in more seasons as a Flame than Jerome McGinley did, which is insanity. But he is really, obviously, very good hockey player, and has been for a while. But he's kind of grown into this other offensive role that has been really fun to see. And his vision out there was great. And I thought he did a good job of setting Calgary up and getting them kind of going when there wasn't a whole lot there. And I thought Pospisil did a great job in this game of kind of setting the tone as well for Calgary. That there was one that it leads to the power play goal for Weegar that ties the game, but it was Mantha just slides it in, and it's like 1-on-4, and Pospisil goes in, puts the pressure on Myers, forces him to swing it around to the far side, where it kind of gets bobbled a little bit because there's more of a forechecking presence going on there. It swings back to the Myers side, and again, now that Pospisil has done his job, it allows the rest of the team to come up and get in on this forecheck, which creates a turnover at the blue line, leads to a penalty, leads to a goal. He was doing stuff like that all game. And he also shows the great shot that he has, putting that one top shelf. And so I Some of the old Huberdeau stuff comes back again, right? He had two very good looks to shoot the puck, and he didn't. He tried to pass every time. And so that's just going to be part of life with Jonathan Huberdeau. But I thought that line kind of worked all right together. Not a perfect game for Pospisil or anything like that, but I thought they were good. I thought the Kuzmenko-Kadri group was a little quiet in this game, and I don't think you really noticed any of them a whole lot. Kuzmenko, I believe, had an assist at some point here, but it was a bit of a quiet one for them. And then defensively, you see some of the flaws in this team, that they had a real difficult time of defending the front of the net. And that kind of home plate high danger area, the Flames were not fantastic in that spot, and it led to a lot of great opportunities, and the penalty kill had some struggles. But then overall, Calgary, again, they do not give up, they battle back, and they scored some goals from distance, which is nice, but you also score those goals right in tight that you are going to have to score all season long. And then Connor Zary, someone who we talked about as needing to be an X factor for this Flames group, goes in, makes a couple really nice moves, and puts the puck in the back of the net. So overall, I thought a good showing from the Flames here. There's obviously concern now about Rooney. He goes into the boards hard. A lot of discussion about this hit. I don't think it needs to be, it's not a suspendable hit or anything like that. The one thing you don't like about it is that Rooney doesn't have the puck when he gets drilled like that, so he's just not in a spot where he's expecting to get hammered. And I understand years gone by that guys would have been prepared for that, but this is not then. And so that was the one part of it that I thought was a little off. And then the fans chanting JT Miller was a little, probably could have done without that. But overall, I would say you saw the positives you wanted to for the Calgary Flames coming out of that game, and you feel very good about it now moving forward into a game against the Philadelphia Flyers coming up. That one will be on Saturday night.